You're listening the Virtual CISO podcast, providing the best insight on information security and security IT advice to business leaders everywhere.
If you trust the system that, whatever this, call it algorithm, protocol, whatever it might be, that somehow validates that every compute endpoint, for lack of a better phrase, has been validated to be secure. As long as you trust that system, it's almost like a certificate authority, right?
That's right. A decentralized certificate authority
for devices, action, right? Yeah.
For every action, for every piece of software, for every transaction,
right.
For every state.
That's crazy.
All the time.
Yes.
Right. So if you think about it, this is extremely powerful. Because all the data moves in this way, but currently we have no idea if you can trust any of it. We just assume we can.
All right, so here's the question.
But we have no way to know if that centralized validation system is actually trusted or not.
Right, but assuming we trust the centralized validation system, like we trust the certificate authority, right?
Assuming,
then, if we assume that, and I think that would be a reasonable thing to be able to architect. What I'm not certain of is how would one go about architecting some type of a solution that can validate the security posture, the trustworthiness of an insanely diverse array of endpoints of some sort.
Right.
How does that part work? Right.
So you would have to create what's called kind of like a group of best practices, let's say, and they could be, because cybersecurity is never 100%, right? It's really, there's no way for you to know 100% that something is or isn't centrally, really. So you just assume a lot of things. Like you need to do a lot of assumptions. Oh, do I trust this integrity validation system? Like, how I actually need to trust the system to trust it, but I don't know if I can trust the system, and I don't know if I can trust what the system tells me, because it's really easy to manipulate. It's a central system, right? So basically, a group of best practice, kind of like GRC, for lack of a better expression, standards have to be defined to create what's called a decentralized security baseline in our case. And that decentralized security baseline is basically just guarantees under consensus, not just one system saying it, but all of them validating that it's true. And that's powerful. Why? Because if I want to tamper with this principle, normally I just tamper with one machine or the machine itself. And that's it. I'm done. I win. But under this paradigm, I actually need to tamper with the validation structure itself that is decentralized and it's unknowable. You don't know where they are. You don't know who they are. And you don't know what they're validating, right? So if the baseline is defined mathematically to be a structure, right? And that structure is just checking, is this system up to date? Are there any known vulnerabilities in the system? Is it following NIST or ISO 27001 or PCI DSS or whatever it is in the environment that it is? It doesn't almost matter. Like if it is a cloud system or a laptop or a phone or an IoT device, you just know that, this is doing best practice. I can actually prove it mathematically at every point in time that it is happening. And therefore, I have a much higher, like exponentially higher level of trust on the data that's coming from it, because I actually know it's a trusted environment.